Hello world! Welcome back to another episode of Third Eye Cyphs. How are you? It is, what time is it? 6:51. Alright, we're doing alright here. Guys. Again, this is my first time talking out loud. How am I doing? We got some East Forest going. How was your week? How was your week? I don't know why I feel weird doing this right now. It's like I never did this before. I don't have a podcast. This is my first episode ever, guys. And if you hear weird noises in the background or like screeching, I adopted a baby. No, I'm joking. No, it's my cat, and she's kind of crazy, and she's awake, so what are we gonna do, right? What are we gonna do? How are you? Oh, this is a podcast, guys. Sorry, welcome to the podcast. This is a podcast called ThirdEyeCyphs. I'm Natalia, your host, and in this podcast, we talk about spiritual development. I like that. Spiritual development. Self-development. Doesn't have to be spiritual. Maybe we got a little self-improvement here going on. I like self-development. I kept saying, I think I kept saying self-improvement. But what is there to improve on, guys? Come on, we're already perfect. We're already God's children, right? How more perfect than that can you get? So we develop ourselves so we can become, I was gonna say better people, but then, we're already better people. So we can become better humans, I guess. There's a lot of crappy humans out there, guys. No offense to the crappy humans, but there just is, and I think we can all agree on this. But again, this could be an opinion. Well, it is an opinion, actually, but I feel like it's a common opinion, so does that make it a fact? Who knows? Hello. Spiritual development. We got personal development here. We got some East Forest. We talk about conspiracy theories too, guys. We talk about some esoteric knowledge and some ETs and crazy stuff, guys. We get crazy here. But for today, I got a good one for you guys, but we'll save that for a little bit. So let's give it a round. I don't know what that was. Let's give her a round of applause, but I don't have a round of applause. All we got is, and yeah, welcome to the podcast. This is Third Eye Cyphs, baby.
Third Eye Cyphs. Third Eye Cyphs.
That's right. It's a podcast. It's a podcast called Third Eye Cyphs. And why is it called Third Eye Cyphs? Well, some of you may know. Most of you may not know if you haven't heard my first episode, because I only explained it in the first episode. But third eye, because we're trying to open that third eye, guys, whether it's a physical thing, energetical thing, multi-dimensional thing. It basically means we gotta be aware of what's actually going on. And I don't mean no fake, woke, SHIT. Like, oh, there's a lot of stuff going on in this world, and I'm aware of it, so I'm woke. No, we go on this over and over again. That is not what it is. And that is not what we're doing here. I mean, of course, we're going to talk about what's happening here because it's happening here and we're here, so we're going to talk about it. But there's something beyond, guys. There's something beyond. And we're here to talk about it. We talk about everything. I don't know where I was going to go with that. I was going to say we talk about everything beyond, but we don't talk about everything beyond because, everything that may be beyond, there's some things we can talk about that's beyond, but then there's some things that we just can't talk about that's beyond. So we don't cover everything. We don't cover everything because it's just not possible for us to. But we try to discuss it to the best of our ability, if we can. And then we also talk about what's here in the physical dimension. And, what can we do? We're here, we got to talk about it. So, anyways, getting on to it. How are you? It is time for your self-care checklist. Do you guys skip this? You shouldn't skip this. You literally, okay, look. If you skip this part, like if you are a regular listener and you skip this part of the podcast, then that means you are skipping out on yourself. That's just the truth. Because why wouldn't you want to check in with yourself? I'm pretty sure you don't check in with yourself regularly because I don't check in with myself regularly. And if I don't check in with myself regularly, you probably do not either. Not saying that, you know, maybe some of you would be like, oh, yes, I do. But then, like, a lot of you probably don't. I can name a handful of people that I know personally who don't check in with themselves daily. I can name 2 handfuls. If I had an extra hand, I could probably name 3 handfuls. But I might not know that many people. I mean, I'm absolutely sure I do, but like, I don't really know them like that, or like enough to ask them if they check in with themselves. You know, you guys know what I mean. So do not skip this part, okay? No matter how tedious it may be. It's only a weekly thing, guys, okay? It's not like I'm doing this with you every day, okay? We do this once a week to see how we have been checking in with ourselves every week. Or every day, whatever. A little what? Oh my gosh, a little pre-blurb. The self-care checklist that I will be sharing with you guys is almost done. I tried to finish it yesterday, and I didn't have enough time. It hit 12 o'clock, and I try to get at least 6 hours of sleep. That's not a regular thing, but I mean, I try. So I went to sleep at 12, woke up at 6. Here we are. And then look, I start the freaking podcast at 6:50. Like, what did I do for 50 minutes? Okay, no, I actually woke up at 6:15, and then the alarm went off. And I was like, it's pretty cold. I'm gonna stay under these blankets. And I waited a couple of more minutes, and then I said, no, I have to do the podcast. So then I got up and, you know, scraped my tongue. This should be in your routine, guys. The first thing you should do is scrape your tongue, okay? Don't drink water. They say the first thing you should do is drink water. Do not drink water. Scrape your tongue and then drink water, because if you're drinking water, as soon as you wake up, there's a lot of toxins in your mouth from when you were sleeping, and you're going to be drinking those toxins back in. So that's why I say scrape your tongue, because a lot of those toxins stay on your tongue while you're sleeping. You scrape it off. If you get a tongue scraper, guys, it will change your life. I promise you. You will see how much stuff comes off of your tongue every morning. I'll put it on my life. I won't put it on my cat's life, because why would I do that? She's not involved. So, yes. Do it. Okay, anyways, back to your self-care checklist. It is on the way. I promise you. And, yeah, then we could go through it together. It looks pretty cool. So, I'm trying to stop saying... Side note. I was listening to my podcast because I was creating like this starter list for my friend and for the website. Check out thewritingsofnatalia.com, by the way. It is pretty cool. And yeah, I was putting it in order. I was listening to a lot of my podcasts, and I say a lot, guys. I apologize. It's literally like my placement holder for silence. And when I'm thinking, like, so if I'm thinking really quick, or there's a silence between each thing that I'm gonna say, I just insert an and I apologize. I shouldn't do that, and I'm going to try to be, because it's very hard to knock unconscious habits the first time around that you try it. So this is the first episode that I'm going to be very aware of what I am saying. So there may be more silences, because I am holding myself back from saying an Okay, self-care checklist. Water. Are you drinking water? Are you drinking water daily? You need to be drinking water daily. But you want to hear something crazy, guys? So, for those of you who listen to my podcast, or have at least heard one other episode, my favorite thing to say is the 8x8 rule. Now, while I was creating your self-care checklist yesterday, I found out that you don't actually have to drink 8 ounce glasses of water every day. You don't. from a Harvard study and people who actually looked into it, you need at least 4 to 6 cups. 4 to 6 cups of water. Let's look up what is four. Okay, let's just do 6 cups. Let's do 6 cups so we could be a little hydrated, right? 6 cups to ounces. 48 ounces. Okay, so 48 divided by 8. Can you do that? 6. Okay, so 48 ounces, which is 6 8-ounce glasses. Oh, wait, is a cup 8 ounces? Let's see. 1 cup. Oh, it is 8 ounces. Huh. Okay, so then wait, what was the answer to that? 6 8-ounce glasses. Oh, that's only 2. I mean, do what you will, guys. That's only 2. What, 2 glasses less? Hey, but it's something, right? If you're not really a fan of drinking water, then this is actually good news for you. So 6 8-ounce glasses, which is, let's see, 6 8-ounce glasses. So then 2, 4, that's 3 16 ounces, right? 3 times 16, 48. Yeah. Okay, so you only need 3 16s, at least 3. Okay, but also, sorry. I heard a liter of beer is equally as hydrating as a liter of water. This is not for you to go and start drinking beer instead of water. I'm just saying you can get hydration from other ways, such as fruit, food, vegetables, and juices, but watch out for that sugar. So, just make sure you're staying hydrated, guys. On the list that I will be giving you, it's the 8x8 rule is not going to be on there. Haku, you have to get out of here because I love you, but you're destructive and you like to stop my podcast. So, yes, it's gonna say, are you staying hydrated? Because that is the main question you need to ask yourself. Am I staying hydrated? Are you at least carrying a water bottle around with you when you go outside? It's getting hotter nowadays, and you need to be carrying a water bottle around because also the amount of hydration you need depends on the weather, depends on your body type, and depends on the amount of activity that you're doing or how, like, strenuous it is. So, drink water, drink fluids, drink water. Drink it preferably out of a plastic-free or BPA-free bottle, such as something stainless steel maybe, or wooden. We got a little wooden here. What else? Glass. Glass is number 1, highly recommended, but it's pretty, I mean, it's not that heavy, but who wants to carry around like but if it's not a problem, carry around glass, okay? And then pH. What is the pH like? Is it too high? Is it around 9? Let's try to stay around the neutral numbers, guys. Maybe 7.5, right? Okay, healthy foods. Are you eating your greens, your dark leafy greens? Your super dark leafy greens. Oh, my Haku's like doing her little netting thing on me. She wants to cuddle. She loves the podcast, right? Say hi, Haku. Okay, she's not going to say hi, but she's going to keep purring and being cute. So, yes, dark leafy greens. The darker the green, the healthier it is for you. Is it organic? We got to stay away from the pesticides, guys. There are pesticides on practically everything. You know what? I grow my own vegetables. I'm not saying I have a whole garden full of vegetables, but I was growing spinach. I say was because I neglected it for a very hot day and all of it shriveled up. I'm trying to revive it. So wish me luck, but it all shriveled up. Point of the story is I grew spinach. What else did I grow? Lettuce. And the lettuce didn't survive. It got attacked by these weird bugs. And I had something else. I had tomatoes. That one didn't do too good. Well, it did. It produced me 3 tomatoes. And then that was it. We got a Ram Dass one. Okay, let's see. Oh, I have it on shuffle. Apologies. Anyways, I had a bunch of vegetables and organic growing, like the bugs attack, guys. Like the spinach had a bunch of holes in it. Like everything had a bunch of holes. All these bugs were all over it. And this is organic growing, okay? And I was using an organic pesticide, okay? I was still using a pesticide, but it was for fruits and vegetables and it was organic. Imagine, and it still had holes in it and stuff. So imagine these perfect stuff that you're getting from the supermarket, how much pesticides they actually have, or they're just GMOs, genetically modified organisms, which is also on the list to avoid. And yeah, what you're eating is not full of prana or life force and has a bunch of chemicals on it. So let's try to stay organic. Let's try to stay in the dark leafy green area, and let's avoid genetically modified organisms, because why would you want to eat an organism? Next, your mental health. This is the most important, guys, okay? I know your physical health is important, but your mental health is way more important. How is your mental health? Are you taking a break? Are you learning to relax? Are you taking a break? Are you learning to relax? When you find yourself in situations that you become overwhelmed slightly, or you feel like your mind is racing about all the things that you have to do, or you're just not in a calm state of mind, take a break. Take a break. Even if it's for 5 minutes, just sit down and ground yourself. I feel like this is the best way to actually take a break. You sit down, breathe, loosen up your shoulders, loosen up any tension you have anywhere in your body, relax your face, relax everything, and just breathe. Take deep breaths in through your nose, take a cleansing breath out of your mouth, and ground yourself. Ground yourself, think of nothing, just only focus on your breath. This is the perfect way to ground yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed and to take a break. I am moving, for those of you who do not know, and in the middle of packing, I don't know if I got overwhelmed or something, but I needed to just, I was just thinking about, I gotta pack this, and I gotta pack this, and blah, blah, and then I realized that was happening, and it was destructing my energy, destructing. So I had to sit and I had to ground myself, and it was really nice because then I can go back to the task in a more mindful and aware way. So this is good, guys. Take a break, relax, okay? It's not worth it. If you keep going, overwhelming yourself, you're gonna end up in the hospital with $6,000 hospital bill, like I did. And hopefully the universe gives you a break, like I got one. Are you playing? Are you creating? Are you having fun? Are you exploring? Again, take some time off from whatever it is that may not be so fun for you, whether it be for a weekend. Have one day to at least look forward to during the week. If you don't work on a certain day, plan something for that day, or don't plan anything. If planning nothing feels good for you, don't plan anything. Plan on doing nothing. That is a nice plan. And look forward to it. So then, when you get to that day, it'll be really nice. You looked forward to it. You do nothing. It's nice. You can play. You can create art, express yourself, go exploring, go hiking, be in nature, whatever it is that you may enjoy. Now, your emotional health. Do you have a support system? Do you have a support system that you can talk to, that understands you, that listens to you, that doesn't judge you, that supports you, that cheers you on in whatever you're doing, gives you good advice, gives you helpful advice, and doesn't bring you down? Are you journaling? Are you expressing yourself in some way? Whether it be journaling, creating art, writing, what else? An activity, a sport is a way of expressing yourself, dancing, singing. These are all creative ways to express yourself. And maybe you're not a creative person. Maybe you're a very masculine energy, logical-minded person. Do what you feel you have to do to express yourself. I can't think of any way that would be. Let me think. I don't know, doing math equations. I really don't know. No, I really don't know. But if you do know, please let me know so that I can add it when so I can say it. Because I can't think of anything. I'm too creative of a person to think of non-creative ways to express myself. I don't want to take too much time. I actually have to sit down and think about it. Think about it and let me know. Let me know in the chat box below. No, I'm joking. And that's usually what they say in the comment section down below. Is there a comment section down below? I don't think so. If it was a video, yes, on YouTube. But it is not. Okay, well, we're done here. I hope you guys are... Bye! No, I hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for joining me again for another week of this episode. I'm really grateful for you guys. Thank you for joining me. I really do hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are checking in with yourselves. And when I give you this self-care checklist, maybe it will help visually put that in front of you every day, and you could be like, oh my gosh, Natalia, your self-care checklist changed my life. I'm taking such good care of myself right now. Now, I'm not saying everything on this list is like the perfect way to take care of yourself, because there's plenty of other things that you can do to take care of yourself. If you would like to add something to the list that I would be open to, you can also send me a message on Instagram or leave a voice note on Anchor if you're listening to this from Anchor, because I know a lot of you guys do listen to this from Anchor. Or you can email me at natalialee@thewritingsofnatalia.com with suggestions. That is natalialee@thewritingsofnatalia.com. And yes, if you didn't catch my little side note somewhere in whatever I just said, check out thewritingsofnatalia.com. It is pretty cool. I just added the play page, which is a wonderful resource page for you to play around in. And I offer a lot of free audiobooks. I offer... what else? I have a whole, list that you can listen to the podcast straight from the website. I have a whole page in order of all the episodes. If you're just starting off on your journey, you can listen to all those episodes in the order that it's given, and you'll be all caught up. And what else? There's my YouTube playlists on there. There's... what else did I have on there? Oh, I have a bunch of book recommendations. They link to bookshop.org, which is a great way to buy books on the internet and support local bookshops. So you're not buying from Amazon. They have a lot of books because they're connecting with, like I said, local bookstores or bookshops, and it helps support small businesses. So you can order your books from there, and I think you get a discount for using my links, I believe. But I may be wrong. But if you use my links, you will be supporting local bookstores. So I have them in order. You could check out... well, I list the lists, and then when you go on my bookshop on the website, then you can see my whole bookshop with all my different sections. There's a whole Hinduism section. There's a whole Taoism section. There's a whole Zen Buddhism section. Well, it's just a Buddhism section, but a lot of my knowledge of Buddhism... or from the books that I've read come from Zen Buddhism, because that's just the lineage that I've studied, or the type of Buddhism that I've studied mainly. So, yes, I have books on there. Just check it out, guys. Go to thewritingsofnatalia.com. Look around. Tell me how you feel. A lot of everything that I've ever written probably is on there, except the things that stay hidden within my physical notebooks. You got my ebooks, you got my poetry, you got my daily journal entries, because I write daily blog posts. If you want to follow those, you can subscribe on the website itself, and you will get emailed every time I post something, which is every day, so... you don't have to sign up for that. But my mailing list, you absolutely do have to sign up for. So if you see a little follow category and it sends you to a little Buddha page that says sign up, guys, because I'm going to be offering some cool stuff through there. even the self-care checklist. So no matter what, to get the self-care checklist, you're gonna have to get on my mailing list. So haha, caught you. Okay, it is time for your weekly card reading. I pulled from The Universe Has Your Back deck from Gabrielle Bernstein. And the lovely card that we got this week is, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Now, another way of saying this is, when I'm in alignment with my highest self, everything works out in my favor. And this is because everything that is higher than you that you want, such as your dream job, your dream house, your dream life, this is something on a higher vibration than what you're vibrating at, right? So since that is the only way that you can move towards attaining it is to raise your vibration. Now, this doesn't have to be a conscious thing. Of course, if you do it consciously, it will happen faster and you'll become aware that it's actually happening. But the same way people get their dream jobs or whatever without actually doing the energetical work, this is also valid too, because they are probably putting in some sort of action to attain it, or naturally their vibration is just raising up because of whatever they're doing in their personal lives. So if you want to put in conscious effort to actually create your life or your dream life, then when you stay connected to your joyful presence, so your joyful presence is, well, your joyful presence, your happiest presence, your high vibration presence. This is your higher self, a high vibrational presence, right? When you're moving into alignment with your highest self, I attract support from the universe. The universe supports you because the way the universe works, I'm not speaking about universe as, well, I mean, the universe is God, of course, but I want to say more towards this reality. This reality runs on vibration. It's depending on, because people say, like attracts like, and then opposites attract, right? So it depends on what it is. I'll go a little into that after I say what I was gonna say. So when you're vibrating on the resonance of what you want to manifest or move towards, then the universal vibrations around you work towards that, because you can't live on a vibrational plane without your universe reflecting that. How do I say that? So, and okay, that might be a little contradictory, because you're gonna be like, oh, well, everything, like, there's bad vibes around here, but I'm a very high vibe person. Your reality, everybody's reality is different, and I believe that a lot of us, most of us, are vibrating on different frequencies. So we are on different dimensions, because each dimension is a different frequency, and we're all in our different realities. So this is why if you meet somebody who's vibrating at the same resonance from you, then you're probably on the same dimension, and that's why you get along so well or feel such a connection. But a lot of us are just kind of on different numbers, so it's just that there's different resonances. So, I don't even know where I was going with that. So, when you're vibrating at a certain frequency, then your universe around you, your reality, the dimension that you're on, is going to reflect back the vibrations that you're resonating at, because it is your reality, and you are kind of the center of your reality. Now, going back to what I was saying about like attracts like and opposites attract, magnetic poles, this is all about magnetic poles. Magnetic poles have an attract side and both an opposing side, okay? Think of us as a magnetic pole. We can attract magnets of, I guess, the opposite pole. So then there you go. Opposites attract. We attract. Yeah, we attract. But then you're going to say, oh, well, what about the repelling side? That we're going to repel something that is the same as us, right? This absolutely sounds true. And to some degree it is, but we're not, like, oh my gosh, I was gonna say, think of us as a magnetic pole, but we're not actually magnetic poles. Like, okay, you could think of us as a magnetic pole. I'm gonna confuse you guys, but if you guys get what I'm saying, like, if we're kind of on the same frequency, then you can kind of a little bit understand what I'm saying. It's like we're magnetic poles, but we're not actually magnetic poles. And these are like different energetical laws. Like, there's more than one energetical law. Like, for example, the opposites attract law is a different law than the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is like attracts like, and then the opposites attract is a different, like, a different law, guys. It's a different law. I'll do it. Let's just drop it. I'll do an episode on this once I actually write it down instead of just stumbling here, so that I can explain it better to you. But if you guys get it, if you guys feel me, then you feel me. Okay. So either way, when you're in alignment with your highest self, then the universe works with you. It doesn't work against you. It works with you. Things just happen. The universe supports you in whatever it is you're doing because you're trying to become in alignment with your highest self. Now, what is your highest self? Your highest self is God, guys. Your God is going to support you in realizing and attaining God consciousness. So that is why. From a love level. A love level. So yes, fall in line with your highest self, guys, because things will just work out for you. Now. What is pressing? Why does it look like something's pressing? Hold on. Okay, I don't know what that was. Hopefully it goes away now. It looked like on my... Well, it does look like still, like, I don't know, a button must have gotten stuck, so it looked like I was pressing, like, holding a button this whole time on the screen. And I wasn't looking at the screen this whole time, so that's why I didn't notice it until now. So, for today's episode, we will be, well, first and foremost, let's have a word from our sponsors here at Anchor. Okay, so, welcome back. Today's episode, we will be talking about how to stop repeating patterns. And by repeating patterns, I mean negative repeating patterns. Things that do not serve us, things that are not good for us. These are repeating patterns that we do not need in our life. So, I think I'll call this episode The Key to Stopping Repeating Patterns, because the key is the pattern, the repeating pattern itself. So, it's a little oxymoron, is it? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. So, what is a repeating pattern? What is a repeating pattern, guys? A repeating pattern it can be an unhealthy relationship pattern, or just a situation that seems to repeat itself in your life. So, if something keeps happening a lot, like there's a certain trend going on in your life, and it's not good, something that keeps just appearing in your life, this is a repeating pattern. And this can show itself through maybe a poverty mindset, or maybe the feelings of living in fear, or narcissism. Narcissism and narcissists just keep appearing in your life. Or abuse. Abuse keeps finding its way into your life. It can be anything that just keeps finding its way into your life. And congratulations, because a new key has just appeared a repeating pattern has appeared. Now, I say a key because this life is a video game, guys. This is a gentle reminder, and the self-care checklist I'm making a very, like, trippy style to remind us that this whole entire reality is a simulation, okay? And whether it's a digital simulation or whatever, an energetical simulation, a universal simulation, a giant black hole, whatever it is that you want to call it, it's all an illusion, guys, and we all have to keep this in mind. Like, I should remind you every, like, just a gentle, remind you every week, just a gentle reminder, this entire reality is an illusion, okay? Don't take things too seriously. So, because it's an illusion, it's like we're playing a video game, I swear. Like, ever since I became aware of this reality and this life, I'm just like, oh my god, we are literally living in a video game or a movie, whatever is more fun for you. I say a video game is more fun, but movies are also fun. Movies you watch, even though, like life, like, yes, it's a movie, but a video game you could, like, take the main character role, and you could do a bunch of cool stuff, so life is a video game, guys. And you know how you have to, like, get to the next level of a video game, but you can't get to the next level of a video game until you get something. It's like, oh, get this real quick and then meet me here. So then you have to go find whatever it is, and then once you meet that person, then you unlock the new level and the next phase of the game, right? So let's see these repeating patterns as the key to the door to the next level, or to your higher vibration, or to the next phase in your life, to the higher vibration of your life, the higher realms, okay? So if a repeating pattern appears, this is another way of saying a lesson has appeared, or a new goal, a new task. And this is great because now that you can notice that, oh, there's a repeating pattern in your life, then we can do something about it. So, like I said, these patterns can be a poverty mindset, it could be fear-based, it could be survival, very root chakra kind of stuff, it could be narcissists, it could be abuse, whatever it may be. Or it can be a generational pattern. Now, a generational pattern forms from your genes. This could be like actual physical genes or your energetic DNA, and this is when healing ancestry trauma comes in, or by watching our parents. So again, like I mentioned last week, in how our childhood is a very important part of our development, and the way we were raised affects us very much in our adult life. This is very true. A generational pattern can be a result of this. So, this could be from watching our parents our whole life, doing the same things over and over again, and we just naturally imitate them because those are our parents, so we end up repeating those same patterns. Or it could be in your DNA energetically from your ancestors, and there can be some sort of trauma linked to your DNA that kind of implements in everybody's lives, like through that strain of family, where you're repeating patterns that aren't even yours because you're holding that energy from your ancestors. So this can be from parent, it could be a spouse from watching a spouse, it can be any type of family member that you were raised around. So these patterns, a lot of these patterns, like I mentioned before, that our reality is a reflection of what we are vibrating on. These patterns can be showing us things within us that we are putting out. If there's something in our life that is happening that we don't like, we need to become aware of it so that we can see, are we the cause of this pattern? Are our, whether it be limiting beliefs, be the cause of the pattern? Or our poor behavior or bad habits. For example, I was in a relationship, right, that I did not like. Now, I was in this relationship before, like with the same person. I was in a relationship with them before, years ago when we were younger. The first time around, the relationship ended because it wasn't going good. We were arguing a lot. I can't remember why because it was so long ago. And I don't want to say it was a little abusive. It was a little abusive, but both towards each other, maybe. And what I felt, and I remember in saying it a lot, was that they were immature, right? So it was like immaturity, but we were very young, so I'm pretty sure we were both immature. Immaturity, too physical. So that's why I would say it's too physical. Like, I don't want to say abusive because it wasn't really abuse, but it was getting too physical, and we were arguing a lot, right? So we ended the relationship. Then years pass, we grow up into young adults, right? We get into a relationship again. It ended up becoming the same thing. Now, I thought in the beginning of the relationship it would be different because we're older, and it was in the beginning, but it ended up going back to old habits, the way that it was the first time around. So then the relationship ended, not because of kind of the same things, but actually kind of because of the same things. We were arguing a lot. It was too physical. And to some degree, there was immaturity, but there were a bunch of other stuff too. So now, I was the one who ended it the second time. I think I ended it the first time too. But when I ended it the second time, I kind of felt like the same reason why I ended it the first time. And the second time around, I was more aware of my thoughts, more aware of my actions. I was already on my spiritual path, and I have seen so much already that ending it the second time, I became aware that I wanted to break that pattern. And eventually, like, when I moved out and I got my own place, I had a lot of time for self-reflection of the relationship. And I realized that the relationship, what I was seeing in my partner and that I didn't like about them, was actually me being reflected onto myself. Everything that I didn't like that they were doing to me, I was doing to them, and I wouldn't have liked it if I was them. So, and I obviously didn't realize this in the relationship because you don't really notice stuff like that when you're in it. But when you step out of the box and you see it from a third party point of view and you reflect over it, then you can actually see what's happening. And it was all of my bad habits and everything that I was doing being reflected back onto me, and I didn't like it. So I became aware of that. And becoming aware of it is the first way of breaking free of a repeating pattern. So I'll get into how we can break free from these repeating patterns in a bit, but I just wanted to say that once I noticed everything that went wrong and everything that I did and etc., I broke free of a repeating pattern, and I attained the key to my new higher level of consciousness, and I attracted, I want to say, my soulmate, because I truly believe that, I don't know, I mean, twin flames, like, I'm not really into, like, the whole twin flames, soulmate thing. I used to be when I was younger, like, first on the path. I don't really care about any of that, what the freaking technicalities and the details are about that, but Justin is truly my soulmate, and he is literally my other half. Like, I've never met anybody like him, and he's the most perfect person for me ever, and I feel connected to him for eternity. But as soon as I became aware of myself and stopped that destructive pattern, I met Justin. And it was super soon, too. It wasn't even like I was ready. Like, I didn't want to get into a relationship or anything like that. I might have said this in some other episode. But it was as if the universe was like, okay, here's your perfect person. Now that you know how to be in a relationship, here's your perfect person. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the freaking master at being in relationships. But I will say that I am a much better partner in a relationship than I was in my last relationship. Because I became aware of all of the things that I didn't like that was happening to me, but that I was actually doing. I became all aware of those things to not do all of those things. And when I met Justin, I wanted to be a better person for him. I just felt like he deserved it. And I think that was kind of the main reason why I didn't want to repeat back these patterns, because he's just so nice and he's so sweet, and he doesn't deserve any type of harshness or meanness ever. And in my last relationship, I feel I was very mean, I was very harsh, and I didn't want to be any of those things towards him. So that was a main reason why I broke free. But my main point of saying all of that is that when you learn to release old habits, old patterns, you can unlock the key to the new level of consciousness, higher level of consciousness, to allow those things into your life. So you can't expect new, better things to arrive in your life if you're not breaking free of the old things that are holding you back. So, getting on to how to break free from these old, non-serving type repeating patterns. Like I said, number 1, notice the pattern. Where in your life are you struggling? And can you identify a negative repeating pattern in your life? Think about your life. What is something that you have been struggling with? Is it something that you have struggled with in the past? Is it something that you continuously struggle with and you don't know why? Or just think of anything that appears in your life over and over again. There's something that needs to be learned. There's a lesson that needs to be learned that you need to reflect on. This is what that means. So, 2, what is it related to? Is it financial problems? Is it family problems? Is it love or relationship problems? Is it self-esteem problems? Pinpoint, you could even list this all down. Pinpoint where this repeating pattern lies. Is it in your financial issues, family, relationships? Look at where it is. And now I want to say meditate on it. Another way of saying this is reflect on it. Now, meditation is a great way to do this. Ask for divine guidance. Ask, what could I be in denial of around this situation? Think about the situation, and is there anything that you're in denial of about it? Do you feel ego arise when you think about this situation? Do you feel kind of protective of yourself or protective of the situation? Are you trying to defend yourself or defend your pride or your ego? How do you feel when you think about this pattern? How does it make you feel energetically? Do you feel drained? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel exposed? Where do you feel resistance? See what comes up. And I say ask for divine guidance in meditation because this is a thing, guys. If you learn to actually connect with your guides or spirits, they will talk to you. I've done meditations, and I spoke about this last week, how I did a meditation and connected with my spirit guides to help me with my business plan. And that was the second time I had ever done that. The first time was through a guided meditation where it was like, meet your spirit guide or your higher self. I don't know which one it was. And I actually met them. And it was crazy because And the way they show themselves is that they talk to you, but like through your mind. It's kind of like you get a word or you get a phrase, but it's not you actually making the phrase. It's just something that kind of appears in your head, and you're like, or it's an idea, and you're like, oh, and it's them talking to you because they talk to you through your thoughts. So you could be sitting and be like, what am I in denial of? And you could just be meditating. Don't force anything. Don't try to, well, you could, like, this is reflecting. Like, reflecting is to actually try to think of things that you could be in denial of. But asking for divine guidance and allowing it to come to you, just listen. Quiet your mind, listen. And you may hear, what would somebody be in denial of? You're in denial of... And it could be, it doesn't have to be like one word, because sometimes I've gotten things like one word. So like my first time it was like focus, and that just appeared in my head and I got scared and I was like, oh shoot. And then the other one was the other day or a couple weeks ago, it was just be. So it could also come as an idea. So when I had that meditation a few weeks ago, they showed me in my head an idea of how I can pinpoint which spirit is who and how I can name them and how I can become more aware of them, which is tracking synchronicities. But that came to me as an idea, but it wasn't forced. It wasn't like I thought of it. It was like they put the idea in my head. So when you can say, what am I in denial of? They can show you maybe you're the one who's being abusive, right? And they're just being abusive back because they're protecting themselves or defending themselves or just reflecting back what you're doing. So they can show you being abusive, and then you'll be like, what am I in denial of? And then they show you being abusive. Then you can be like, oh shoot, I've been in denial that I'm the one who's actually the abusive one. So this is asking for divine guidance. Now, number 4 is accept the outcome of your questioning. Can you take responsibility for the role that you played in the situation? So if you are the one being if you are the abusive one, can you take responsibility of that? Can you accept that about yourself? This is the main part of moving on. Can you accept it? Because then if you remain in denial, then you're not getting anywhere. You're not moving on. You're not attaining anything. You're just going to keep repeating the pattern because you won't admit to yourself that it's actually you who's the abusive one. Or maybe you let people constantly push you around, right? And then you realize that it's because you let people push you around, that you have this sense of self, or lack of self-worthiness, this sense of lack of self-worthiness. So you let people push you around because you're thinking, oh, I'm not, people should push me around anyways, I'm not worth anything. And you have this sort of mindset that you're letting people push you around, but then you're going around saying, oh, why is everybody always pushing me around? It's because you're letting them. It's because of the energetical... energetical energy. It's the energy that you're pushing out, and it's being reflected back onto you. If you feel unworthy, then you're going to attract situations to you that are going to make you feel even more unworthy. Now, number 5, once you realize this, think about the changes that you'll make in your life to stop that pattern. So you can list these down, like write them down. What changes are you going to make to stop the pattern? So for example, once a self-limiting belief arises, kind of like unworthiness, I'm unworthy, that's a self-limiting belief. Once that arises, recognize it. This is a meditation. I've learned this through meditation. This doesn't have to do with patterns, but thoughts in meditation. So think of it as meditation. Once a self-limiting belief arises, recognize it. Become aware that it has appeared. Once you become aware of it, just let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't be like, oh my gosh, but I always keep falling into these habits, blah, blah, blah. Don't go on and on about it. Realize it and let it go. Just let it go. You don't have to do anything with it. Don't judge yourself for it. Don't judge the thought. Don't do anything. Just let it go. Like, oh, I just thought of myself as unworthy. Okay, well, and then you replace it with a positive affirmation. This is where positive affirmations come in handy, guys. And I want to say fake it until you make it, because if you truly think that you are unworthy, first off, you're not unworthy, okay? You are God, and to say that you are unworthy is to say God is unworthy. God created this entire existence, and then some things we can't even comprehend, and it's amazing and immaculate, and we can't even comprehend it because it's so freaking crazy, and we are literally that. So there is no unworthiness. This is just our ego. This is just what the physical world has made us believe, and then some. So replace it with a positive affirmation, and keep this with you. Pick a good positive affirmation that counteracts the limiting belief or the habit that you are trying to break, or the pattern that you're trying to break. So it could be, I'm a badass bitch. If you have, like, it could be anything, but I just thought of that. If you have a self-limiting belief, like, oh my gosh, I'm so unworthy. Like, if something happens, you're like, oh, I guess I'm not worth it. Recognize it and be like, oh, I just thought that. Okay, well, I'll release that feeling, and I'm a badass bitch. And then think about, I'm the freaking universe. I can literally attain anything in this universe that I want to, because you can. And that my job here is to remind you of that you can attain anything that you want to. You are powerful as hell, and you can be whoever you want to be. If you want to be a confident ass person tomorrow, you can be, because you have the option to do that. You have the free will, in quotation marks, to do that. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be a badass bitch, because you're infinite. You are eternal. So do that. Then list these new changes and choices that you'll make and implement them into your life daily. You can even carry a paper around or a little notebook to journal throughout the day. So I kind of have like a little scheduled notebook for that too, where I kind of like write all my accomplishments and things that I feel good about and things that I ate, just to make me reflect on my day throughout the day and make me feel more positive and better about myself. So this could be a really little tiny notebook, and in the beginning of the day, you could write for that day maybe the positive affirmation that you want, or something that you want to stop that day. And then carry it around and remember the changes. So you write down the list of changes and choices that you'll make every day, and you carry it around with you so that you can remind yourself the changes that you're going to be making today to implement them into your life for a better life, to stop these patterns. And you could write the affirmation in there. You could write accomplishment stories, like even like, oh, I felt a little unworthy today, but then I remembered I'm a badass bitch. And there you go. And then you feel good about yourself. And then you give yourself a gold star. And that's it. Oops, sorry. So, once you learn to release these old patterns, you receive the key and unlock new vibrations or dimensions and allow higher things to enter your life. So guys, this was all about breaking free of old patterns, things that no longer serve us, to allow the new and beautiful things to enter our life, because we can't allow new things into our life without releasing the old things in our life. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed preparing for it. I enjoyed making it. I enjoy talking to you every week as usual. And yes, a few quick announcements. Again, like I said, check out my website. It's freaking cool, guys, and it's gonna keep getting better because I'm constantly working on it, constantly building the business. And yeah, check out that play page. I'm going to be adding more regularly. Explore is just looking through like all my pictures. You click on the explore, then you get my photography collections, you get my YouTube, you get my Instagram. You just get like exploring my life. And then yeah, just read my stuff, guys. Read my stuff. If you like that kind of stuff. If you don't like that kind of stuff, then don't read it. I don't want you reading it anyways. No, I'm joking. So yeah, that was it. I think that was it. The self-care checklist is on the way. I tried to finish it yesterday, but I just couldn't. I'm putting too much work into it to just do it overnight. Okay, maybe it'll be good by next week. This is my last episode in my little humble abode here. I'm so sad to be leaving this place, but not really, because I'm really excited for my new place. And it's exciting. It's exciting, guys. And the next episode will probably be from my lovely new place. And I'm filled with boxes right now. I'm going to probably be filled with boxes next week. Hopefully not. Maybe I'll get done unpacking by then. And yes, I think that's it. Sign up for my mailing list. Go on my Instagram link tree, click on join the journey and enter your email, or go on my website, click follow, and put your email. That's it. I think that's it. Yeah, Haku's here sleeping. She's so cute sleeping. I hope you guys have I just woke her up. Sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I hope you guys have a good week. And yes, stay safe, stay sane, learn to relax, drink some water, take a break, be yourself, play, create, love, share, hold, dance, sing, do some yoga, stretch, exercise, run, scream, love, peace.
Hari Om. This episode has been brought to you by the writings of Natalia.com. Jai Ma.